Hello everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mansions. I'm Marianne. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you. I love being here. I love the support. I love being back after a very long break. And I'm going to be reading for the October general readings for all Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Anybody watching it is perfectly acceptable and okay. Maybe you have someone you love who's near and dear, who has Pisces placements, and it's legitimately the middle of the month. And I knew it would take me a little longer this month to get all the readings out. Although, having said that, I know I also will be one of the readers that will probably take the first week to get them all out, simply because I have another job, but who knows? It may change. I can do my best. And today is October 16th, so there's 16 more days left in the month, Pisces. And you are the last reading of the month. I do want to say I have a special place in my heart for you, Pisces. I have had and do have friends that I find to be the most caring and compassionate and forgiving and accepting and loving friends I've had that are Pisces. I have had some of them since I was, one in particular, my brother who has passed away, his first girlfriend and I still remain friends, and she has the biggest heart. And so I too can mention to you that I have my rising in Pisces, and it just makes me understand, I think, your chemistry, your makeup a little bit more, which has been a super blessing for me. For years, I was the Libra, and I was introduced about Libra when I was 12 by my boyfriend at the time. And then I was just fascinated with the compatibility, and I would study that and share that and do readings on that solely. And then lo and behold, there's so much more to each of us. And there's my Aries moon, and there's the Pisces rising, and so on and so forth. And so I recommend everybody delve into it. Find out all the parts of you. We all have a little bit of everybody in us, but what's really neat, Pisces, is that you're the 12th sign, and you legitimately have all of the signs. You're a bit of everybody. You're that mutable sign that can just conform and change, and what's the word? You can shapeshift, and it's magical. You're like the chameleon in the group of astrology horoscopes, because you can just sort of blend in. You flow. You're a water sign. Your heart is full, and you're ruled by Jupiter, and more currently Neptune, which happens to be in your sign and will be, but not for too much longer. A huge transition. So many transitions for you, Pisces. I know you felt it. I know you're feeling it. You are a feeling sign, and there's more to come. And I think they're all so relevant and so important to our growth, and how it's just a natural evolution for us. And we recognize that, and there's some beautiful things, and there's some sentimental parts to it. And of course, you have the ability to be sentimental, and yeah, I don't know. I could go on and on and on about you. But what I do want to say is that I'll be reading for you. Thank you for your patience. I'll be doing the Celtic Cross, but I do start my readings for everybody. If you're new, welcome. If you're new or returning, I love and appreciate you. If you like what you're seeing and you're resonating, please do subscribe and like. It's free, and I love the support. I'm going to grow this channel to the best of my ability. But I do start with a chakra check, and then I also have been doing a message on a particular crystal of the day, because crystals and chakras coincide. There's color coordinated aspects. There's the energy aspect, which is the most important part about our chakras, is keeping them in balance. and utilizing their energy for the highest good and the strongest that we can be in every area of our body. But I was upstairs and I've changed the format just a little bit in the way that I've gone through so many crystals, and I want to go and get more and learn more and share the knowledge with you in a capsulized version. But I did think of you, and I realized and have known that in coordinate with the colors and the chakras, the heart chakra just came up so very vividly and clearly to me in regard to you and your reading. So I emphasized the color green, which is what the heart chakra represents. Sometimes you'll see pink in relating to the heart, of course. Valentine's Day, you know, red, of course, and so forth. But the chakra, it's green. And I know a lot of Pisces, and the one I mentioned, that's your favorite color. And it's kind of that watery, it can be different shades of green, right? I have a little bit of a variety here of the different types of crystals. And I got my really bright apple green gloves, which is still green, right? There's so many beautiful shades. You know, the trees, the nymphs of the forest, which you remind me of so much. When it comes to physical characteristics, there have been studies for many years, along with a lot of other studies with astrology and the mystical things of life, which is why I love Marianne's Mystical Mentions, because I love speaking of them and sharing those you know, insights. But what was I saying? Well, bottom line is, yes, there are physical attributes to each sign that's attributed, and it's not 100% across the board, of course. That would be hard to do, and this is a general reading. But two things. Generally, it is said that Pisces tend to be a little bit more on the petite side, maybe petite features, stature petite, and it rhymes with petite, the main part of the body that represents a Pisces is the feet. And I've been told this by my friend that she was having issues, and I, as a Pisces rising, never noticed it. I mean, I've certainly had things happen to my feet, and then last week, it was crazy. Both of my feet had situations going on. One was a toenail that was removed, and I thought I was just going for a consultation, and I had to go back to work, and I stand on my feet as a massage therapist. And anyway, it turned out great. Then 3 days later, I was heading to our beautiful luncheon for the 4 of us in my family that are Libras, celebrating that as we do annually. And within 10 minutes before leaving, I jammed my foot, my right foot, into the bottom of my stationary bike so hard, and it was so fast, and it really shocked me. I don't know if you've ever done that. I still can't wrap my head around the force happening when you're walking, but I wasn't even really walking fast. I like to walk fast. I do that. I admit it. And all the different stages it's been going through. The good news is I iced it that night. If I did break a toe, it's possible. They can't do anything about that. I feel like I strained or sprained it or whatever, whichever one it was. It's doing remarkably well. I do use my Reiki energy healing to help as well, but it was a feet thing. It was a literal feet thing. And I guess I can say with Pisces as a, you know, rising sign, I do experience feet things. So the gems and the crystals, they're known as jade. There's different types and forms. They're beautiful. I know from memorization that jade is definitely energetically, helps with good luck. It definitely is a protective energy. And I wanted to share this the last 2 or 3 readings, and I haven't. So I'm going to pick you, if that's okay with you, Pisces. For my birthday, one of my close friends of many years got me one of the most amazing gifts. It's so synchronistic to my readings now because I had just incorporated the whole crystal aspect and the chakra aspect, right? I open it up. It's this bag. And it has this necklace I'm wearing without the actual crystal in it, which is an amethyst. You know, I told you I'm an amethyst. That's my first and foremost one. It's not my birthstone, but I absolutely love it. And I wear it and use it while massaging, and it's very, very helpful for protection and, you know, toxicity and healing. And then I just like, I look in here, and what it is a bag of all the different chakra colors to represent the different chakra energies in our body, you know, from the root chakra to the sacral to the solar plexus to the heart, throat, third eye, crown, and upward for the all-encompassing, you know, omnipotent chakra. And I couldn't believe it. It's just the most amazing gift. And not only that, it has the brown necklace, but it also has a black. So today, of course, I'm putting in your beautiful jade heart centered chakra for the reading. So isn't that something? Now, in addition to that, and I don't know where she got it, you might be able to go online, I would imagine. Most things are online, right? It's super easy to, I have to open this up just a little bit more. You just place it right in here. And voila, you have the energy working for you. And today is definitely about the heart. You are one of the most heart-centered zodiac signs we have. We learn a lot from you that way. And you're about the whole world, you know. It's not just for you. It's not just for close people. You think in terms of life, and you want so much for there to be peace, and you want so much for everything to end up with a happy ending, right? I mean, you know, it's and it can. That's the most beautiful part about it. The more we believe that, the more we consciously as a group, you know, think that and pray for that, it can absolutely be true. But it comes with these cards as well. So then I'm looking through them for the first time today, and I see they're speaking of each chakra. So I'm going to read you what it says. The heart chakra, trust, compassion, and healing. Now, green avertine is the stone that was put in there. Once again, different types of green, from jade to avertine and many others, attract abundance by holding a deep love and trust for myself and the universe. So there you are, Pisces. In honor of you and your humongous heart, let's do your reading. Okay, I'll set this over here. I have shuffled the deck very well. And I will mention to you that this is the Pagan Otherworlds deck, which is becoming one of my favorites, although I say that about pretty much all of them. And I got a new deck too for my birthday. I'm really excited about it. I've been asked to shuffle one more time. Of course, I blessed the deck and asked Spirit to please provide us with the most clear and concise messages for the highest good of all of us involved. So the overall energy is the first card that I'll present to you, and it is the Celtic Cross. So there's lots of different positions, and I'll explain them as I go along, and what energies are coming through in that portion of your life, okay? So for Pisces, October general reading 2024, overall general energy, you have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is interesting. Number one, we are still in the last throes of the Libra season. We did have the eclipse in Libra, the last eclipse in the series of the Aries-Libra eclipses for years now. I was on the 2nd and 3rd of October, so there's energy of the mind and thoughts, and this is the one that I myself can fully admit to. When we're in our mind and our thoughts a lot, we can create thoughts that are restrictive. We can choose to concern ourselves maybe with overthought. We have fears that are non-founded a lot of times. I feel like because of your incredible capabilities of being able to be quite an empathic person, you pick up on other people's circumstances and fears, and it's essential that you always protect yourself. and recognize that thoughts are just that. We can think positive thoughts, we can think negative thoughts. We never have to be restricted from them. We never have to feel like there's no way out and there's no solution. That's absolutely not the case. You've gone through so many challenges in your life and you've come through with flying colors, and you'll have many more to come, but you know your thoughts will create your actions, your beliefs many times. We are that powerful. So this is reminding you, please don't confine yourself or make yourself believe for any reason that you're stuck in any way other than the fact that you're thinking you are. Okay? Or maybe something happened that reminded you of something that happened before, but that was before, right? And we want to let go of that and we want to trust. And I know you are capable of doing this. So this might not even be you. Maybe you're around people that have a lot of issues because you're helping them in some way. And you can be around that and you might take some of it on unintentionally. So once again, just asking you to please make sure you're cleansing your energy, using the crystals to help alleviate that and guard you from it and protect you. So that's the overall energy. Well, you know, we have the new moon, or excuse me, the full moon in Aries, a very, very powerful last super moon of the year, happening on the 17th, which is tomorrow. Most people feel it 2 to 3 days before and after. I'm sure you do, and have even before that. So there's going to be some aggression. Let's just say that out loud, because Aries is a warrior fire sign and it's ruled by Mars. So there is aggression tied into it. It doesn't have to mean that's going to happen. Once again, when you think and feel peace, when you create peace for yourself, that's what you will manifest. You know, that's what comes to you. And being aware is very important, so that, you know, if you're driving and you see people acting a little erratic, you just want to make sure that you're doubly checking and more aware of your surroundings, which I know you're very capable of as well. So that's the overall energy coming into this. Let's see where this leads when we realize, okay, thoughts are things and I'm in control of those. And I choose to believe that, okay? So crossing that is the hopes and fears. I take that back. That is not what's crossing it. It is going to be your blessings or blocks. Similar, but different. And you have the Magician. Well, there you go. There you are. The shapeshifter, the ability to create and manifest absolutely anything you want. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, what you see is every single element being utilized and available to you, from the earth. I see it here too. To earth, to the wands, to the air, to the water. It's all around this beautiful depiction of the Magician. It's just more of a muted, colored, and of course different drawing, but it's really cool, isn't it? What are you wanting? What are you planning? What are you wishing? What are you manifesting for? Because you are a great manifester. You know it. I know it. We need to be careful sometimes what we're manifesting, because it can go the opposite way. I mean, I had to learn that too. Sometimes we think we're asking in the right way, but it ends up being something that we don't necessarily want, and we have to think about that and realize, how am I wording that? Always speak of what you do want, though. That's one of the best little tidbits I can give you right off the bat from experience. Don't ever enter into anything that has a not, or please, I don't, or, you know, the words that tend to be a little bit more on the negative than positive side. Okay, so there you are. There's the reality that these thoughts can be, they come and they go, and they're usually quick to go, especially with your belief in that and your ability to change them in a snap or a touch of the wand, if you will. Here's our wand, another green wand. This is cellulite. No, not cellulite. It's not. I've said that before. Forgive me, I have to laugh. Selenite? yeah, it's a beautiful stone. I love it. And it comes, they do color it sometimes, but it's perfect for our reading because it's green. So I'm tapping this and getting rid of any negativity and thoughts that may creep into our mind. It's hard sometimes, right? There's a lot happening in the world. We have to choose what we want to focus on at all times. And that's the magic of it. We can do that. Now I'm going to go with your foundation card, and that's so important. It's important for your comfort, your safety, your root chakra, feeling grounded, feeling, present, feeling powerful and safe, right? What is it showing for you? Okay, we're doing this again. I shuffled these very, very well. Well, guess what? This is so perfect. I forgot to mention this. In addition to the last Libra eclipse, we had a preview of the eclipses coming up for the next 18 months after the final Aries eclipse in March on the 29th, I believe, of 2025. And it was in your sign, Pisces. It was a lunar partial eclipse on September 17th, I believe. And, well, to say that transformation will happen for you, and not to mention the very big transfer of the planets that have been in your sign for years now that I mentioned, Neptune changing, Saturn, I mean, heavy planets, heavy duty planets, but there to guide you, to ground you, to add structure, to show you boundaries. I'm feeling it. I absolutely am. And boy, have I noticed how I'm able to now speak up a little more. I can say no. It was so hard for me for so long. It's one word. It's a simple word, and it's honest, and it's real. And I know you want to be all of those things. So yes, this was what really, really was notably, it definitely is affecting you, and it will. Now, I will mention you have 2 more consecutively to 2026 full moon lunar eclipses around the same time, around late August, I guess, in 25, and perhaps similar but it was September 17th this year. And they run 2 weeks apart. You'll be the North Node and the South will be Virgo, your polar opposition. So that's something to really be excited about, because I know for myself, there's transitions that are happening because of my age. I'll be retiring from massage therapy. I want to continue to grow this channel. I want to do readings and Reiki sessions and things that I've known and have been doing for years, but want to just end up doing that. My spirituality is more meaningful to me than ever. Perhaps you're picking up on that as well. You represent spirituality. You represent the worlds beyond. You represent your psychic ability. Your intuition is incredibly strong and will continue to be. So don't be surprised if you go to different levels than you already are, Pisces, in regards to what I mentioned. It's for me, it's just the most exciting feeling, because it's a huge part of our lives. And so, yeah, that's how I want to end up my life anyway. Perhaps you can relate. That's really beautiful, very coincidental as well. And then, no coincidences, right? Synchronistic. We'll put that out there, synchronistic. I like that word. Then we have your recent past, and you have the King of Swords. There you are again. There is the energy and the power of this eclipse, because it just so happens we will be feeling the effects of your Pisces eclipse and the Libra for months. The story unravels. Things are shown right away, sometimes even before it, but there's information coming through. It's going to be very, very fair justice. It's about, truth, absolute truth, It's about perhaps court cases that are coming through for you. There's a certain percentage, there's a general reading. I'm sure that's true. It could be very much in your favor. I feel like there's a lot of positivity happening, and I feel like that's why the heart came out, because I feel like you're really recognizing that you're being recognized, that it's, it's your time. It's the cycle thing. It's like there's so many years we go through certain things, and then it turns and it's like, wow, it's my turn. It's my turn again. And it's so well deserved, and it feels great. And it's not like you have to be a attention whore or anything. That's not who you are. But when it comes along and you're doing something you love and you feel passionate about, it's very well received and extremely, and I know how grateful you feel about that. Yeah, there's been some times that have been, you know, there's been a lot of loss, I think, for a lot of Pisces, and that's also part of life. But this is a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini energy that could be very, very important in your life and has been. The king is, you know, they're the most mature and experienced, and, you know, they're going to say it like it is, maybe a little, not overly emotional, but definitely wanting to be fair and seek justice and equality and all of those things. So it could have to do with, as I said, you know, some kind of higher learning aspect, whether it be a doctor or a banker or something having to do with government. Any of those can come into play when it has to do with the swords. They have an intellect. They're very much about learning and sharing information that's important for people to learn. Okay, so then we go on to your possible future. And for you, beautiful Pisces, we have the King of Wands. Wow, both kings. And both of these, interestingly enough, with the Libra, you know, eclipses and the Aries. Well, this is the Aries, it's the Sagittariuses and the Leos, but it's the fire, it's the full moon tomorrow. It's the power and the strength, and you have this imagination and capability of manifesting things, you know, and just feeling them into reality. And I've seen it so many times in so many forms with Pisces, but many water signs. For some reason, I feel like they have this incredible capability when you add that fire to it, you know, and you add that drive and that energy. As long as you're being tempered and you're balancing, you're unstoppable. And this is representative of strength. You see the Leo there, and fortitude and determination and will, you know, all of the things that I know that you have, but when you have the help and the guidance with the other elements, it completes it. So this is wonderful. As we move along, we have the next card, which is going to be the immediate future. And you've got the 10 of Pentacles. So, I mean, the cards speak for themselves. 10 is the ultimate in the Pentacles. Excuse me. Make sure I can clear my throat. I've got a little throat chakra thing going here. When I mentioned you have the combination of the swords and the mind and intellect, and then the drive and the passion and the fire and the momentum, it creates the balance that you want so very much for the grounded energy, your sustenance, your food, your home, your friends, your family, your body, all beautifully balanced and feeling incredibly blessed. Now, my healing has happened throughout the last 2 years. I had to stop my channel for a while, and it was touch and go there. It was, but I never gave up, and I'm the eternal optimist. I really believe that there are answers, and there are, and you do need to make the effort, because sometimes they're not forthcoming. You have to really want it, and everyone has a different story and path. I know this, but this explains to me that you have so much coming forth, and you worked for it, you believed in it, you've helped other people along the way, and it's a karmic kind of thing where what you give, you receive. It's so beautiful. It could be a number of things. It doesn't have to be just money, but it is absolute serenity and blessed times. So moving along to the stem, we have the card that represents your thoughts and what you're feeling about life in general, or this reading perhaps, or, you know, how you're perceiving life and seeing it as a whole, you know, because you're capable of doing that too. You can see ahead, you can see behind, and you have the Six of Swords. Well, there's the energy once again of the Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Perhaps you have that, you know, in your chart somewhere. I'm sure it's very possible. We all have a lot of different energies, but the word that I'm wanting to use is elements, because we have the 4 elements, and air being the swords, and it's about moving away from rough waters. You see in the forefront of the picture, there's some choppy waters there, right? And then as you look further and you see the land and the smoothness, it's like glass. It's so serene, as I said, it's so peaceful. And you've been patient, you've worked with yourself. I would say inner guidance is always there, of course, but I feel like you've really been on a mission to be a little more recluse. I can speak for myself in this way, and to do some real deep soul searching and healing for yourself, which is building up so much more happiness and peace. This is wonderful. 6 represents, the number 6 is balance, for sure. So there's more of an evenness to your life now too. Work, play, home life, work life. Yeah, this is great. I love this a lot. This is kind of where you've been contemplating for a while. You said, okay, I've gone through the rougher times. I've gone through beautiful, amazing times, because they're in every part of every day. When we focus on one in particular, that may come to us more often, I would say, from experience, I promise. And so, yeah, you're saying, I definitely want to move away things that just aren't suiting me. They're just not feeling right anymore. This is a collective feeling, believe me. And many people have moved, and it's a very large time in the world for people moving and finding new roots and new places and new friends and new family, all sorts of things, right? So you're right on track there. No surprise. And then the next card is going to be your environment. And you have the Fool. There you go. Now, what I just thought of is I equated a card that comes with this deck. It's called the Seeker. It didn't come with the booklet. And I referred that because it came from my intuition. Most of my readings, I do know the meanings of the cards, but I use my intuition too, because messages come through, and it was very clear to me that the Seeker, that has come out a couple times, was one or two things. It was either the Fool, where you're just like, you're taking on this journey and you're saying, I surrender and I trust in the process, and all will be well, in your natural Piscean way, right? And the Fool is just letting you know that you are just ready to take it on. You are not necessarily stuck on any one particular way. It doesn't have to be. You're very adaptable, as I mentioned earlier on. But you also want to kind of let go of things that maybe have been cumbersome. I've been purging. Perhaps you're purging a lot more. You're releasing things, friends, circumstances, material things. And you want to go light. You want to travel. Travel is on the docket here when I see that. So maybe somebody you know is saying, come with me. Come travel with me. That would be beautiful, right? Especially if that's something that you've been yearning for a long time. Now, the Pisces is known as a sign to yearn, and that's good, because to me, that's like, it's gonna happen, man. I don't know when. It's just, I'm gonna manifest, but it's that powerful feeling is what I think really helps push it to become the tangible. And then we have the card that represents hopes and fears, which I brought up earlier, which is different than blessings and blocks, right? Hopes and fears are pretty much what it says. It can be a card that brings you great hope, or one that brings on fears. Let's see what yours says. And you have the Page of Pentacles again. So the hope is, and the page is about a childlike kind of energy and beginning. It's new, it's fresh, it's still green around the edges. It's an idea that could bring quite a bit of prosperity. I mean, this 10 of coins makes that very, very clear. It's also, once again, the earth energy. So, you know, taking it a little slower, maybe just kind of having a different perspective. As a Pisces, the card is the hangman, right? And I think you're very capable of seeing things from a different point of view and perspective. I think you're one of the most open-minded signs that way. And there's information coming through, and it could very well be a child entering into your life, a grandchild. You're planning on that. You're thinking about the ways to, you know, manifest the finances to feel comfortable with that. Once again, it could be the childlike kind of energy in you that you just love to express, because sometimes things are just a little too serious and you don't want to be that person. I know I can be too serious, and I've known a lot of Pisceans that, as loving and caring as they are, they're very, very strong. They take on a lot. There's many entrepreneurial Pisceans that I know. Looks are deceiving, right? People look at me because I am thinner, because I lost quite a bit of weight in the last 2 years, and I've been massaging for years, but I do extremely deep tissue. And they look and they think, and they've said out loud, wow, can't judge a book by its cover, can you? And I go, no, you cannot. And trust me, most everybody wants deep tissue these days, but I'm happy to do it. And so you have this, this new idea is coming to pass. Now, it could be a message you'll be getting from a younger person, or someone who may portrays a younger personality, right? Maybe you meet somebody and it's just a lot of fun, and you laugh a lot together, and you talk about working together, maybe partnering together. I would consider that a hope. The only fear is that you're thinking, is he mature enough to, or she, to be able to handle it? Because you take things seriously. You are, you know, you're in charge of what you do, and you want it done right, and you want it done kind of in your time frame. You're not really great about wanting those restricted kind of energies of, you know, has to be done by this time and this time. You have your own set of rules, hence the reason you do so well as an entrepreneurial, but you make it work and you're extremely good at what you do. I've known many, many successful entrepreneurial Pisceans, okay? So keep up the good work, and just trust in the ability to be the best judge. You are the best judge of character and the people that you surround yourself with. The last is the final outcome for your reading. And then I will read one more oracle card if you'd like to stick around. If you have been sticking around and you're resonating and you'd like a reading, I would love to read for you. I have a link below, and it connects to my website at the Massage Therapy, because I do readings in person where I work. If you're in the area, I would love that. But you can also click on it and set up an appointment that I could then send a video reading to you for. And you could also, which would probably be most important, is just contact me at the email address below, because we can connect and discuss what would work and the pricing and all that, as well as I still work towards, you know, getting all that information for everybody as easy as possible. Your outcome, wow, you started with the 10 and you end with the 10. And what I didn't say, which has just come into my mind, is that the 10 represents the new cycle. Okay, this is actually an 8. I apologize. I'm completely wrong. The 10 of Swords. You have had some things happen. You have had health issues. You've had probably your lowest of lows in the last, I don't know how many years, but you know, we do have Pluto changing signs, and that's been a very heavy hitter for a lot of us. It's actually complementary more so for you, Pisces, and your easygoing nature can make anything work. But something really had just gotten to a point where you were done, and in that occurring is when, i.e., the eclipses and, you know, just the natural progression of how things change in life. You're ready. You're so ready to start your new cycle. You're so ready to start fresh. You're so ready to delve into and allow yourself money. I don't think a lot of Pisceans are very materialistic in a lot of ways. I know I'm not, and I haven't been, and I make do, and everything works. I'm like the flow, you know, I just go with the flow. it's always coming back, right? That's the reality. There's no limit to anything. It's just our thoughts that believe that, which was the Eight of Swords. So you just kind of really are in a different, you're in a different mindset. You have that different perspective. Like, I want to experience the wealth of materialism too. It's there for us. It's why we're here in this human body. It's what the earth is about. And I know you'll share most of it anyway, Pisces, but you're really going to start a new thought process on that for sure. So in closing, I do want to say, once again, I'll read this wonderful message from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, of course. It has to be the heart. I hope if you've enjoyed your reading, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment so that I can really start this community and continue with it for the remainder of my life. And let me know what's up. So I'll just pick the card because really the saying on it is going to be the most important thing. I was reading it before, but then time just gets by and I am heading back to work now. So I don't want to cut you short, but I do want to make sure that I'm not late. And I have another reading, actually, I'm going to right now. So, for you, beautiful Pisces, thank you again for your patience. Thank you for watching. I hope that you'll come back for my November and December and January and so on and so forth. That you have a beautiful rest of October. That you really take in this incredible, powerful energy that's coming through with Aries, which, by the way, is your second house, and that's about money. That's about self-worth and care and what you put into your mouth and, you know, your body, mind, and soul. It's holistic. It's not one thing, right? And your message for the end of the reading, Pisceans, is detach. Whoa. It's 11. It is a master number, and it turns into a 2, and that's about relationships. And interesting, because that's something that, well, there's a beautiful dove there, the dove of peace. Detach yourself from that which does not serve you or make you feel your very best, because you feel everything. Okay, just remove yourself from it. That's the lessons we're learning. It's the Saturn coming around saying, come on now. You're worthy of everything. You don't need to associate with anything other than what brings you pure, unconditional love and happiness. Okay? So there you go. Take wonderful care of yourself. Have a beautiful Halloween. Wow. And I'll be back in November. Until then, bye for now.